It's time to soothe, groove, and move those hidden innuendos. Hello, and welcome to the program. Fucking hate. See, there are times like this where I wish I had like a guy that would just help me.
It could become that. For all you know, you could do this and you send that out to the universe. For all we know, you could find some person that is going to set up in two little chairs with the microphones and he's back here doing all the technical.
Yeah.
That could happen.
It will happen. Yeah. It's going to be fun. Like one day, like you'll come back here, not here, but you'd be like, remember that time when we first started out?
And where you were?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It's be fucking crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice for like, all of a sudden like Joe Rogan walks in or someone, you know what I mean? Like,
You know what? Never say never. Because things that I thought I would never do, they've all come true. All of them. So never say never. You could be in a podcast with Joe Rogan.
yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
But if you throw it in the universe, it could happen.
Well, I didn't know I was ever going to have you here with me, and here you are.
I know. It's
look
so
at that.
great.
Well, cheers to you, my friend. It's so
Here.
great to meet you.
Here, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Now, what are you going to do for 2025? What are your hopes and dreams or goals or adventures?
Great question. One of my podcast guests asked me that, and I told her that podcast-wise, I want to have 10,000 followers,
Excellent.
and then I want to have at least double the size of podcast followers on Spotify.
By when? What's your goal?
I want by the end of the year, but hopefully, let's say 6 months from now.
I say for June 1st.
June 1st.
Okay.
I like it. June
Let's
1st.
do this.
Let's do it.
You can make it happen.
Yes.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
What about you?
I'm retiring. I've been a teacher for 35 years. I know. And so June, I'm retiring and kind of looking at what I'm going to do. I am going to stay busy. I teach swimming. I teach kids swimming
Love it.
in the summer. And so I'll do that. But after that, I don't know where it's going to take me. So it's kind of a new chapter opening up.
Nervous? Excited?
Excited and nervous and a little scared and a little exhilarated. You can have multiple feelings simultaneously at one time, which is pretty exciting. And so I'm on the countdown to retirement. It's
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way when it comes to dating? Excited and nervous?
Absolutely. You know, you're getting ready for a date and you are excited, then you're nervous and you can dread it a little bit. And then I'm an introvert who acts like it. Yes. I'm an introvert who acts like an extrovert. And it took me a long time to figure that out. So the first couple of years dating, it was really hard. I'd be in the car just like, oh gosh, why am I doing this? Don't do this. Don't do this. And that was my introvert yelling at me. And I didn't realize. But I've gotten more comfortable, especially if I'm comfortable with talking to the gentleman, going into the date's much better. But if we haven't talked a lot, I get a little nervous.
So when you don't talk to someone, you get nervous. But when you do talk to someone a lot, you do get nervous? Or is it a little bit of both?
It can be a combination. But again, it's how I feel about the vibe. If the vibe is really good, that's when I say, yes, let's meet. Let's do this. Yeah. And so you go into it kind of an adventure. Yeah. I think meeting people is fun. Meeting you has been fabulous.
Likewise.
And so it's fun meeting new people. It's fun having conversations and finding about their life and what you're doing, and expands my world, finding out about yours.
Yeah. And I think that's the beauty about dating is that whether or not you go out in the state and there's romance, you can actually still have a cordial relationship with that person.
Awesome.
Like say, hey, it didn't work out with us. Like, I don't think I have an attraction towards it, but you seem like a cool person.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to come to my son's like third birthday party? Like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that to where you still say, I don't like you this way, but I like you this way. And I still want you in my life. And that can happen. There is a way of coexisting.
Has that happened on some of your dates?
Many times. I've got some amazing friends who I dated, who I slept with, and we don't see each other that way. It's more like that Jerry and Elaine type of.
Exactly. They started out as dating and then became best friends.
Yeah. But I think I'm a lot more better looking than Jerry Seinfeld.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Hands down. But so, you can date someone and realize we're not a fit romantically, but you're a good person. And I've had to call people and saying, hey, I have this thing going on. Could you help me out? Or they were a resource for information. Mm-hmm. And, but it was, again, meeting someone new that has a very different life. my job being a teacher, going into schools, I see the same people day in and day out. That we
Right.
don't have a variation. So to meet new people, I really have to work harder. Where some people, their jobs are in situations where they meet new people daily. And, so that's what it's nice. I enjoy meeting new people. It's
course.
fun.
And for someone who, so we all have different types of age, there's different age, different decades, right? And again, I don't, not trying to guess your age, but I'm saying for someone who's slightly older than myself, for you, do you put yourself in that category to where you want to be online dating? Or do you feel like, you know what, I'm just a badass Alice. Like I can go out there and meet any fucking guy I want and just do this organically. Or do you feel like people in the older generation are saying, you know what, let's lean in more towards the online dating because it's going to be a little bit easier for us as far as communication. And we don't have to put our best foot out there because we've already been doing that for so many years. Let's go with the online approach because it may be easier for us. Like, what's your take on that?
So I became single in 2008. And again, that it's a very good tool to meet people.
Sure.
That people are online, they are single. They're also looking for the same thing. And it's a wonderful tool. I surf right now and I'm out on the lineup and it's all men, all ages. And I'm out there doing what they love. And I'm the youngest of 7 kids. All my brothers and sisters are like, why haven't you met anyone surfing? I'm like, hey, I'm single. How about you? And you want to go? It just, you know what? I would love for it to happen organically. It just doesn't. I used to work out, doing boot camp. Great people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, people who are athletic. They're up in the morning just like I was. We were at the boot camp at 5 a.m. We're doing our stuff. There was some great people, but again, that's not my place of where I want to hook up with someone because if it doesn't work out with them, then
You gotta see them.
yeah. So you don't want to date from people that,
Don't eat weird shit.
yes.
Yeah.
So online dating has been a really good tool for me. Now, someone recently, one of my TikTok followers asked, why don't you meet people organically? And I've only had 2 people saying, I know someone I want, because I had to go back and look at my list. By the way, I'll tell you all about my list. So I had to look at my list and I realized only 2 people said, I have someone I want to set you up with. 2. And then there was one gentleman who I was at a bike shop getting my bicycle fixed. I needed a new tire. And he came up to me and started a conversation. And then he followed me in the parking lot. And then he said, I really would like to go out with you. That was the only one organic meeting, only one.
But all it takes is one. But the thing is that any man out there in this world that tries to help a woman out in that type of situation, 9 out of 10 times these women are thinking, oh, he's trying to hit on me.
Right.
Do you-
See, what I've learned, I read a few years ago, flirt with the old man at Target, flirt with the young 4-year-old that you see at the park, flirt with the postman. We have to work on our flirting.
Yeah.
And just starting conversations. And even after 2020, people don't start randomly just talking with each other when out in public.
Yeah.
And so they're saying, we need to engage with people. And so I'm working even right now of just engaging with random people, no matter where I'm at, starting conversations because that can lead to that organic dating. Now, has it worked for me? No.
Not yet.
But I do it and I work on it all the time.
Yeah.
Now tell me, how many organic dates have you had?
0. Actually, no. 1.
And what happened?
1 recently. We went out. We may go out again. She's playing really hard to get, but she is engaged.
Why do you think she's playing hard to get?
Oh, because I can just tell.
Wait, what does that mean?
She's playing hard to get.
I mean, you call her, does she answer your phone
does.
calls?
Oh, yeah, she
and
does.
she texts back?
Yep. I said, do you want to go on a date? She's like, where are we going? And I'm like, you still haven't answered the question. She's like, yes, I do want to go out with you. But, I get it, though. I know that she's trying to play the game because she doesn't want to act too available. Right? So I'm going to respect that. And I'm going to play that game because I know what the type of game she's playing. And I feel, and here's my observation when we first went on our first date, she was telling me about the men in her past. All these men, every single one of them, husbands, ex-boyfriends, treated her like dog shit.
Right.
So I can understand she's jaded, high walls, So yeah, I don't blame her for not wanting to be too overly excited.
Okay, instead of calling it a game, could you call it moving slow?
No,
No?
I know the difference between moving slow in the game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the game does include some flirting.
Yeah. And she's not flirting with you?
But she is.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because,
So I think taking it slow means, hey, I'm thinking of you. Hope you're doing well. You know, you establish, like, I just want you to know I want to take this slow with you. I like you, but I just want to go really, really slow with you. But if there's flirting involved, you're playing the game. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
there's a little game
Yeah.
there.
Okay. So when's your next, have you set a date and a time?
To be determined. Yeah,
Okay.
because she's got a very busy schedule.
What is your idea of a great date? Like you've already gone on one. Now date number 2. What's
Talking
it?
with her or with anyone?
Let's do her.
Okay.
Okay. What are you thinking about what's going to be a great second date?
I think that the great second date is going to be us getting together, whether if it's a drink or if we go grab some appetizers. I would love to go with, us being blessed for living in Orange County.
Yeah.
Go take a walk on the beach
Yeah.
and grab a bottle of wine. Just
Exactly.
hang out there.
Heisler Park, Laguna Beach. Go for a walk. There's great ice cream. Going over there, sitting on a bench,
Yeah.
looking at the view, looking at Catalina.
Yeah. Fuck the
People
dinner.
watching. People watching. You get to know a lot of. Come on.
Oh,
You
okay,
get
go
to know
ahead.
people when you're
Yeah.
people watching, and whether someone's very judgmental, you can hear just sitting and watching people. And if you just like, oh, what a cute dog, or oh, wasn't that a cute couple? And they might throw in their observations, and you could find out a lot about a person by people watching, by sitting and just letting the world go by. And that's why I love going on walks. I love watching the sunset. I love to go get ice cream,
Yeah.
doing it really simple and being out and walking and talking or doing something.
I get you on that. However, I feel, and this has been my observation with watching every woman I go on a date with, I'm always watching them because when I'm on a date with you, eyes are locked on you.
Yeah.
I understand people watching, but if you're doing this too many times, what does that tell you? For me, it tells me that this woman is looking at other men because there's probably some better looking people walking, and I get that. There's no jealousy, but the thing is that if you're on a date with me, I expect you to be looking at me and not be wandering eyes at everyone that walks in. Now, there could be so many factors, right? Either better looking people, am I going to see, ex-boyfriend or ex-husband, friends, whatever it is, but that doesn't matter. This is the date. Everything outside of it is inconsequential.
Well,
It's
I think
irrelevant.
on that first date, you did have that connection and you did look at each other and have
Right.
it. And then whether even when I'm with someone and we're walking or talking or sitting on a bench, if I really like them, they will know. I will be making that eye contact.
Just the eye contact.
It would be. And I am focused on them. And the other thing is it gives you that opportunity of when you're sitting next to them of like just touching their knee or like touching their shoulder and, having that small physical contact
Yeah.
that you realize, okay, is there a connection?
We're talking about that on the second date.
Second date.
What about the first date?
Same thing. I actually prefer not to sit across from a table from someone. I'd rather sit at the bar in a chair
Yes.
and being almost knee to knee and able to touch across
Love
a
it.
table. You can't reach across. Whereas even in a conversation, your hand just naturally goes on their leg or you grab their arm or, they just lean in and you have that, and so here's my truth. This is what I think. When you're talking to someone on the phone,
Okay.
you gauge whether they can carry on a conversation and whether there's banter back and forth.
Right.
When you meet, there's that energy and I feel energy right away. So like when I came in and met you today, there's instant great energy between,
Yes.
and I can talk to you all day long.
Yeah.
And that's what you feel with someone that you don't always get on a FaceTime or a phone call. But then when you touch them, when I know it's magic, there is electricity.
Yes.
And I feel that electricity. And when that happens, you're like, ooh, it's good.
My hair's on fire.
Yes, I love it. And so then when you're just talking and engaging with each other and then you touch and you feel that little that spark.
Yeah.
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 And that's what it's about. But it's unfortunate that, so I'm going to tell you real quick. I got single in 2008 and I thought it was going to be wildly romantic of me. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going to write down all my first dates because I want to know how many dates it took till I meet then I thought I'm absolutely going to get married again and husband. So I took out manila legal paper.
Yeah.
And I wrote down their name, their age, the city they lived in, their occupation, and a little bit about the date and started writing down. And I met a man. He was number 35.
Number 35. Okay.
Yeah. Really great guy. We dated for 4.5 years. And we, so it was from 2012 to 2016, so 4.5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I started dating again and going on the apps. But anyway, I'm at 211 first dates. I had to physically meet them for them to make the list.
Got it.
If I just talked to them on the phone, they didn't make it. No, we had to meet. Although I lied. There's one guy, I went on the date. He was my only no-show being stood up.
Oh my God.
And so I counted that as a date because I showed up. I'll have to go back and look. I think it was more like 76. And I could tell, everything. I sat there for an hour. Now, would I ever sit and wait for anyone for an hour ever again? No, no, it was the first time being stood up and that would never happen.
Do people still get stood up today?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think it's so horrible.
Yeah.
I think there are some people when you see them online, whether it's TikTok or Instagram or people are talking about it. And that's the bad thing about the dating apps. Let me see if you think,
sure.
You start messaging someone and you feel like you have a connection with them and you're getting kind of excited and then they drop off and they go like where do they go? You know what a lot of them are? They're people who are bored, and I'm not saying it's men. It's both women and men. They're a little bored, they're at home, they're don't have anything going, so they download the dating app, they go on there. It's just like killing time. One guy honestly told me, I have to be honest with you, Alice. I'm in North Carolina. And I was like, wait, what? It says right here you're in Laguna Niguel. And he's like, nope. I'm in North Carolina. And, I travel a lot for my job and I'm in hotels rooms and I'm a little bored. And I was like,
you dick.
Well, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Now, have I done it? Have I been bored at night, flying through the apps and starting a conversation with someone? Yeah, but now it's taken time to learn, and that's why you just don't get excited when you're in the talking stage.
Do you think when it comes to that, if you are matching with someone and you know that you are thousands, hundreds of miles away, should you make it clear with that person, hey, just so you know, I know we matched. I don't live here. I'm only here for the night. I'm here for the hour, whatever it is. But I just like to talk with you because you seem like a nice person. It seems like we're off to a good start. So do you make it clear in the beginning or do you let them know halfway into the amazing conversation you have?
Okay. So
because that can go like this.
Well, no. So really, I really kept it to a geographic close distance. I don't start conversations with people that are geographically undesirable, that are so far away. But I have to tell you, I had date number 8 on my list.
Date number 8. Okay.
Okay. I'm 6 months into this. Okay. Some guy on Match made his range like 8,000 miles.
Oh my God.
I know. So this is back in 2008. This is before dating apps are on your phone.
Yeah.
This is when Match, you have to email.
Yeah. I remember that.
So in 1998, you've got Mail, Meg Ryan and
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. That's the movie. Back then, just like you got mail, and they had to sit down and open up the computer, and it was exactly that. So this guy was from Delaware. Delaware. And he wrote me a very long letter, and then I wrote back to him, and we ended up having an emotional love affair from Delaware to California, and it was just like you've got mail. So the girl, Meg Ryan's was Shop Girl, and my handle was Happy Girl. Tom Hanks was 152 New York. His was like 360 Delaware. Swear to God, it was just like the movie.
Yeah.
So he and I would email. And so because he was 3 or 4 hours ahead, I would wake up at 6 in the morning and it was already 9. I would wake up to this long email and it was just enticing. It was almost, I don't want to say I got a little drunk with these emails, but let me tell you, they made my head spin. So we did this for probably 2 months.
And then what happened?
And then we decided we've got to meet.
Yeah.
So then we sat there and we thought, do we meet in Colorado? Do we meet in Texas? Where are we going to meet? We finally decided because it was December.
Yeah.
We were going to meet in Florida because we wanted warm weather.
Interesting.
I know. So we went down to the beach in Florida and it was winter time, it's Christmas break, and we met. And thank goodness I was attracted, that energy thing. This was early on. Thank goodness I liked him. He liked me. We ended up having a fun 3 days. It was an adventure, but
Oh, God. I love the butt.
Then I learned everything. Come to find out, he said, I told you I was divorced.
But
I was divorced 3 times. And then come to find out the wife he was married to, they weren't divorced. They were only separated. And then yeah. And, it was a fun rendezvous. We had a rendezvous. It was a fun rendezvous. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about dating. I learned a lot about, you don't want geographics on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
But,
if he had told you that he was separated before, would you have still met him in Florida?
No.
Why not?
I get it when because I was only separated too.
Right.
I wasn't legally divorced in that first 6 months. And I did have someone who did say to me, I can't date you because you're not divorced. And I said, okay, great. Then someone else would. And he went, whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. I think because of the closer distance, if it was close, but I don't think I would have done the rendezvous across the country for someone that that they weren't even like starting the legal process.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this was.
Because he can go back.
And he did.
No way.
Yeah. But that's okay. We stayed in touch for about 6 years and we were Facebook friends and doing everything. But he did. He went back with his wife and they made it happen. And then I stopped and, unfriended him because I thought there's no reason.
There's no need.
No need. Yeah. But
I had that happen to me, believe it or not, when I was with my ex-girlfriend, the girlfriend.
Yeah.
I told her that I was divorced. And in truth, we were legally separated. The paperwork was being processed. And my mom, God, it wasn't my mom's fault. It was my fault. My mom told her that, oh, well, once Shervin's divorced, then everything will be good. And she's like, you lied to me. I said, I did. And I told her truthfully. And again, I admit this, and I'm not the type of person that would want to lie to, especially to a woman that I love. Mm-hmm. But I lied to her because I didn't want to lose her. I didn't, because I was like, I cannot lose this woman, because I was heavily, deeply in love with her. And I think till this day, I'll always take that with me to the grave. But I get that. I understand his situation. I get your situation. But do you feel now is that when you go on a date, or with anyone when it comes to dating, and they tell you, just so you know, truthfully, I'm separated, the paperwork is drying up as we speak, I have nothing to do with it, and it can't. The fucking courts, right? We all know it's the courts that are taking their sweet ass time. Mm-hmm. Is that the end all be all to where like, no, I'm done?
No, because when I find out a guy is just recently out of a marriage, my first thought is, oh, darn. And I say, oh, darn, because he just needs to find out who he is and what he wants. He's going to be basically sowing his oats. He is just finding out. So what I found out is I am the most fabulous transition girl. And I go on these dates and these men, so when they say you're the first woman I've ever matched with, and you're the first woman I'm going on a date with. And so in my mind, I go, I'm going on this date and I'm helping this guy and to transition into the dating world, but it's not going to work out. And I know that, but I go on the date with them, and what they've met, they're very sweet. They're like, you're kind. You're very sweet. I had a good time. Oh my gosh. And then I send them on the way and I kind of say, okay, go out there and do it. And they do. It wasn't, I know deep down, when they tell me I'm their first date out of a marriage, there's absolutely nothing. But in the back of my heart, what I've realized is I am the most fantastic transition girl. I should actually make this a service, helping men getting back. Because,
Your one-stop shop to transition.
They feel so much better. Their confidence. All of a sudden they're like, I can do this, and oh my gosh, it's not so scary. If their first date was a horrible, no good, very bad, someone who didn't look like their pictures and doesn't hold a conversation. And, I'm really a great first date.
Yeah. But you don't want to be that
I know. And I don't want that, but it's happened. So now what I've learned is when I meet or am messaging and talking with someone who is just newly married, I tell them, I said, you're going to be great in about 5 years, but I would just be your transition girl. And they go, no, you won't. I said, yes, I will. And they're like, no. I think we could have magic. And I'm like, it's not going to be there. So I stopped doing those. I mean, one man, I don't know what number he is because I don't have my list with me. He was really handsome. He was a contractor. And he asked me out to dinner, and I usually don't want to do dinners, make it more casual. But he said, no, I really want to take you out to a dinner. So on our dinner, he's telling me all about his ex and the terrible and the finances and the problems and this. And it's going on and on. I literally put my hand up and said, stop. You need to stop telling me all this. And he said, why? And I said, because if you keep on telling me all this, I don't want to go out with you on another date. And he goes, but I really need someone to talk to. And I'm like, don't tell me. And he goes, no, I just want to, it's so nice sitting across the table and talk to a pretty lady. And I can tell you these things. But I thought, but you're telling me all that. And so with him, nice guy, he's going to be great, but he has to get over
the big step that's in front of him.
Well, it's just getting past the stuff with the end of the marriage.
Yeah.
And he's not healed and he has to talk to someone. And I believe we all need someone to talk to, but I don't think it's someone that you want to start a relationship with.
Right.
That's not to do it. And so again, he was just fresh out. And I thought he is going to be fabulous in 5 years.
Yeah. Especially on the first date though. Don't you agree? Is it how much is enough? How much do you talk about that ex?
None.
None at all.
None.
Even if they bring it up?
I do. And I said, you know what? Today's not our day to share our sad stories.
Love it.
No, we don't share our sad stories on the first date. And then when they say, well, tell me about them. And I'm like, let's save that for later.
Yeah, let's not. Let's talk about us.
And then I say so what, any vacations this summer or, concerts? And I want to talk about the present and what's going on.
Right.
We all have baggage. We all have heartache. But to say it on the first date?
It's a therapy session.
I know, and I don't want to be a therapist.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to be a lover.
You want to be a transitionist.
And that's the only thing is, we all have sad stories.
Yeah.
And we want to tell our story, but we got to work on our boundaries. So most of the men that in the last few years, what I've learned is, when I'm attracted to him, it's like, this guy has boundaries. He's not telling me all about the crap. He may tell me on date number 5 or 6.
Right.
And then usually around 5 or 6, I want them to know my stuff. Like, here, let me show you. And I put everything out on the table and I say, here's this. Now, are you okay with this? And when they are, then I'm thinking, okay, we move on, but we don't do it on the first date.
Yeah.
No.
It's too much.
Now, have you had women that just kind of went, bleh, and they...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
And what are your thoughts? Does it work for you?
No. The time that I did that was during the first 6 months of me dating after the ex left me, because I needed that therapy session. It was a cry for help.
Right.
And I think most men, actually, I think 95% of these men who go through an unfortunate breakup, when we go on those dates, we're actually hoping for that woman to help us, give us that benefit of the doubt.
Now, let me ask you a question. And
Just one?
Yeah. Are you in therapy?
No.
Why?
No, I'm done. Oh, I'm good.
I know,
I
I'm good.
was.
Wait. I started therapy the minute we got separated. And now this is the second longest relationship I've had with a man. I've been with my therapist for 16 solid years. I still see him because you know what? We all need that safe person
Sure.
to talk to. And for people to think that therapy is just for this amount of time, I've learned so much about myself, about my world, how to deal with things. And it was because of this man. And now, I was seeing him once a week. And then there was a time we were seeing each other twice a week. And I thought, oh, he loves me so much. But I realized I was a little sick then. I wasn't well yet. We finally, I'd say, how much longer do we have to do this? 16 years. And we're once a month. But, he's now like a father figure. And I needed a father figure to talk to and someone that I can just share my things. And I don't do it with my kids. I don't share any of this with my kids or my brothers and sisters know. But we don't want to dump with our friends because then your friends get like,
They get
oh
tired.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is someone who is helping me through it and guiding me.
I may need to
with my
find a new
thinking.
therapist.
You do.
Yeah, because remember the first therapist literally wasn't even listening to me. She was too busy eating lunch while I was crying. I'm talking I literally was crying to her. And the second one was more concerned about my Aetna insurance. Are you still insured? Is your insurance still correct? I'm like, bitch, I'm ready to fucking talk about this.
Yeah.
And here you are more focused on whether or not I made my deduct.
Now, this is how great my therapist is. He literally got to the point and said, you don't even have to pay me the copay anymore. And then I've had friends who needed to talk with someone, but they didn't have insurance. And he said, just give him my number. I mean, such a good man.
Yeah.
And he saved my life. But I think that it is true. Out in the dating world, both for men and women, I'm not saying it's just men, we're all a little broken.
Oh, yeah.
And
absolutely.
And it's people who have done the work. And I think, we need to look and do some self-healing and read some books and talk with a therapist and talk about some things to work on healing. But there's some people who never do it. And they're still so resentful for things that happened so long ago. And you're like, so.
Well, it's mostly the men, though.
Well, wait. So if I came up to you and I had my finger and I touched your shoulder and went, ooh, bitter. Seriously, there's some people who are so bitter still.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be with a bitter person that's angry and mad.
Not at all.
No. And so that's why, big thing when I'm meeting someone is their energy and their positivity and how their outlook on life. And whether, regardless of what's happening presently and doing this, are they seeing kind of the good side of things or are they Debbie Downer? I can't be with a Debbie Downer. Our world is tough. There's sadness in the world. Terrible things happen, but I need to be with someone who says, well, here we go. Let's do this. Another busy week. Instead of, I just can't be with negative complaining.
That's fair enough. You want a guy that's going to bring you sunshine instead of thunderstorms and rainy days every day. Yeah, I get that.
Now, good. What are the qualities of the girls that you've met, whether they worked out or they didn't? Like first date, what made her a little magical when you met her and she kind of went.
Well, right off the bat, for me, I am an affectionate man. I was raised that way. I do that with my kids. I love to touch. I love to kiss because that's part of my culture and just who I am. And I think that when I'm able to, and again, not to sound chauvinistic, but I need to kiss on the first date, on the cheek and give a hug. I'm a hugger. I'm a kisser.
To feel the electricity.
To feel it. Yeah, exactly. And when a girl allows that and accepts it and welcomes it and appreciates that, I'm like, we're off to a good start.
Okay. But there was no one girl that just kind of and she had some qualities, or is it just?
God, what I'm about to say, you're going to think I'm just like a fucking player. But I've gone on a lot of dates. It's hard for me to even remember some of these women.
See, that's why I kept my list.
I should have probably made a list.
No, because when I go back, there's so many forgettable people. Because in my brain, I go delete. And it's when I read the list and I'm reading, I go, Oh, that. I mean, because of the small little clues that I wrote about them,
Right.
it triggers the memory. It's almost
Yeah.
like, okay, you're too young, but when I'm much older, I'm 61, you guys.
You
So
don't look it, by the
we
way.
used
My
to have
goodness.
Rolodex, a Rolodex. And before you had to go on the internet and just put in thing, it was this little thing in the library and you had to go through and you'd pull out this card. So in a sense, I have this Rolodex of the men and all of a sudden I pull out and I go, oh yeah, I remember him now. No, that's why I keep the list. They would all be forgettable. So right now on my TikTok,
Yeah.
I just started and I said,
I know you're blowing up, by the way. Molly.
you
Yeah.
know why? I realized so many people are in the same situation in dating where it's horrible dates, but they have no one to talk about it. So the little things that I'm talking about, they want to engage.
Yeah.
People want to tell their story. Their little input of what they're saying. And also you and I, okay. So people think the opposite of addiction is sobriety. And it's not. The opposite of addiction is connection. And people want connection.
Yes.
And we need to connect. And we used to connect more on Facebook and Instagram, but why TikTok is blowing up is because all these strangers all over and you find someone who has your interest and you watch them and this is what you're interested in and they want to be engaged with you and they're like, "Oh, you get me. I get you. We are." And
Yeah.
that is why it's finding our people, finding our herd.
Yeah.
And so, I don't even know how I went off. I went off on a tangent about TikTok, and I
that's kinda
can't
like dating.
remember. I know I did, but so on TikTok, there's some things that people are asking about. Oh, the numbers. How could you go out with 211 people? And I'm like,
Is that enough?
no, but there's probably a lot of people had gone out with the same amount, but they just can't remember.
Right.
I have it because it's written down.
Yeah.
It's my data.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, what is wrong with you? And I say, I don't know.
That's
maybe
not a bad thing. It's a dating diary.
I know.
That's great.
But a lot of them think that I've gotten comments from men and they say, you're just going to get meals. You're just using them. And I think, no, I'd rather do a coffee. A meal is a long time to sit with a person when you don't like them. So that's why I do sunsets, walks,
Yeah.
iced tea somewhere. One man,
I love the suspense.
I thought, oh, we'll meet at the San Clemente Pier,
Yeah.
the fishermen,
Yeah.
out on the pier.
Oh, I love that place.
It's the best.
That's the best.
Doesn't matter if it's a bad date.
Got the view.
I'm in the most beautiful place, and I love being there. And you're watching the surfers and everything. So I'm walking around the restaurant, and I'm looking, and I walked out again. I texted him, and he said, "I'm sitting right here." And I went, "Okay." I didn't see. Walked in. He didn't look anything
Of course.
like he did. We started talking, and I realized, really, the first 5 minutes, it was just very flat. The conversation was not what it was on the phone. He didn't look like he did. But you know what? I had a lemonade. I had the view. The sunset was going on. It was beautiful. I stayed for an hour to be polite. And then at the end, I said, I got to get going. And I paid, left the tip. I said, why don't you pay for it? Because I had a lemonade. I'll leave the tip. And we said goodbye. And on the drive home, I got a beautiful sunset on the way home. And so that's when I said it wasn't. And when people say, why do you put yourself through it? Well, I met someone. It got me out of the house. I went down to the beach. I saw a beautiful sunset. I was out. It was good.
Yeah.
No complaints.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get a lot of criticism that I've done a lot of first dates. How many you don't? So ball game. What do you think? How many, if you were to do a guess?
This year?
Well, it's only January. Say
We're
2020,
gonna edit this out.
2024.
Oh my God.
You've been single 3 years.
Yeah.
So just in 2024, how many dates? Do you think one or two a month or once a month?
Higher.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Every weekend? Probably someone?
I would say the times. So when I'm not around the kids, when I'm not around the pod. Actually, no. I've dated either before or after a podcast. I've gone on maybe 2 dates a day with some of these women. I've gone on a lot of dates. Again,
So-
not trying to brag, but it's true. One, this is a dating podcast, so part of my life is to date. not only to find true love, but also to gain knowledge from other women.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say there have been months where I've dated maybe 15 to 20.
Okay, so it's not so weird. So let me
it's
ask
not.
you this. 2018
Yeah.
was my year of yes.
Yeah.
And that was my year where
Fuck yes or just yes?
yes. Yes, like guy would ask me out even though I was like, "Sure, let's do it." Someone said, "Sure, let's go." And that was my biggest year cuz I could do averages of each month. Like December is not the good month to date.
not, yeah.
No,
It's
it's my lowest number.
It's an option.
I would start seeing, where it happens in
Yeah.
summers. Yeah.
Yeah.
January is always big because it's after the holidays and everyone wants to get back on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my point is 2018 was 43 for me and it was my year of yes. Do you think the last 3 years you've been in the place of yes, or has it just been 2024 you were more into the yes?
Well, let me just say, so the first year and a half, well, actually, during the first year when I was going through my heartbreak, I did date a lot because I was trying to fill the void. So wow, come to think of it, 2022 was an incredible year because I dated a lot and I had a lot of women just want to be with me because they saw that vulnerability. They wanted to be the one saying, I got to help this guy. I want to be the one that can help him.
They want to fix you.
They want to fix me.
They want to fix you.
It didn't work.
I know.
Yeah.
See, we women think we can fix guys.
Yeah.
And no.
But they were great women.
Yeah.
Amazing women. Like till this day, I think of them all the time because they helped me a lot.
Okay, so real quick.
Yeah.
You're 45.
45.
What's your age range? You'll go as young as
35.
and as old as?
60.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, your kids, if they have kids, that's okay?
If my kids have kids?
No.
Oh, if they have kids? Yeah. So if women have kids, I'm okay with that.
Okay, if they don't have kids?
I'm okay with that
What
too.
if they want more kids?
Is there any drama in this? Jeez Louise. You asked me these questions while I was sober.
Right. So if you date someone who's never been married and no children and they want more children, are you going to come from a place of yes?
It's going to have to depend on a lot of things. And I need
So
to
is that
know.
so? Have you gone out with any younger, never married, and you had to have that conversation?
I went out with a 25-year-old, and that was just by far horrible.
Yeah.
It was it was dog shit.
Yeah. That's
But to be honest, a lot of young women they don't like guys like me. For some reason, I do not fit in their category. I don't know what it is. Like younger women don't really care for me. I'm not their cup of tea.
so. Do you like blondes?
I love blondes.
Do you like brunettes?
I don't mind brunettes.
Do you like them short or tall?
I've always liked them tall.
But do you like them petite?
I don't mind petite. I'll tell you,
we're
like,
talking tiny, 5 foot.
my ex-wife was 5 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you want someone
I
taller.
would, yeah. I would say 5'6" and above, and I'm okay with 6'2". I'm okay with women taller than me.
How
I'm
tall
okay
are
with
you?
that. Tall enough.
Okay, so what do you put on your dating app?
I say 5'10". No, I would say 5'10".
He is 5'10".
I am. Yeah.
He is. I
Thank you.
met him.
See?
Yes.
Fuck off.
You know what? Guys lie about
Yes.
their height
They do.
and women lie about their weight. So,
No. Really? Did you not hear that TikTok reel? The girl with the 50-pound overweight.
we have to understand it goes both ways.
But why do we do that though? Why is it that men lie about their height and women lie about their weight? Why is that the case? Because you're eventually going to find out whether this guy is short or whether or not this girl is way overweight.
We're hoping that, and I'm not saying we, I'm just speaking probably for women, and I can't say for me because I'm always very, very true on my profile. And even when talking to him, I will even tell the guy, by the way, I've got wide shoulders and I've got hips and I've got a very athletic field. And if you're looking for a tiny size 2, I'm not your girl.
Right.
And they go, oh, you're not because you're pictures. And I go, no. And they will literally say, no. And they're gone. So I'm speaking generally, again, I want to say for women.
Sure.
Because I think we want you to accept us regardless of what we truly are. That even though you want a a fit, athletic
Not even
person, and we're not,
Yeah.
we're hoping that you will still fall in love with us regardless how. I imagine that's what, because that's the only reason why people would lie, is they were hoping that when we show up, you're going to like us regardless.
Yeah, and that is a possibility. However, don't
Right.
lie to us.
Right. But again, men are visual people.
Yes.
So for me, I know on my profile, yes, you have face shots, but full body shots. But I have to do a shot that shows my legs. My legs are my best attribute. And men are visual, and they would see my legs and they are like, you've got some sticks on you, you know, and doing things. And so we would need to be appealing to men visually before they'll even give a chance. So that's why when people say, like, how did you get so many dates? I want to say, well, I have to say it wasn't always my personality or my face. A lot of times it was probably my legs because I showed my legs in a dress. So we need to appeal to men for that visually. Men are visual.
Yes. Can you say that again one more time?
Men are visual. And if women don't understand that, you know, you really got to knock it into your head.
Yeah.
And so we just hope that, oh, I may not be exactly what he wants. So we got to get past the visual part. And then you have to get to the point of, is there conversation? Is there something about me that they might find attractive?
But women are too, though.
Doing what?
Women are very visual now.
I can't speak for everyone. I don't even know.
Really? Because I hear that, oh, I want a guy with six-pack abs and bulging biceps and broad chest. That sounds physical to me.
I hear so many people saying that. He has to be 6 foot. He has to be taller than me. He needs to have hair. He needs to, and I sit there. For me, I've dated tall. I've dated short. I've dated bald. I've done with hair. I've done big guys. We're talking big men. And I like big men. The bigger you are, the better. I like big men.
Like we're talking like big or like big muscular?
I've done both. I've been tall.
Okay.
I've done big muscular. I've done even guys that are, you want to say heavy set. I don't even mind heavy set. I kind of like that. I've done guys that, okay, you know, Cary Grant, you dashing good looks. You know, you're lucky. You have the dashing good looks. This one guy, we messaged, and he would be a 5, if maybe a 4.
Orange County 5?
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know. Yeah. He's not a good looking man. Okay. He had the biggest nose. And we're not talking like a Roman nose. We're talking like a W.C. Fields bulbous nose. It was the biggest nose in the whole entire world. He even lied. He said he was 5'10". He's not. We looked eye to eye. He's 5'6", maybe 5'7", but you know, so that part, he wasn't a good, but let me tell you, the chemistry was off the hook. He was, I'm telling you. So to date someone, it's not about, for me, it's not about looks. It's about the connection.
Yeah.
And I had that connection with him, and he was super fun, and I enjoyed his vibe, and it was always a good time. And he was a kind person. So seriously, I would tell people, he's got the biggest nose in the world.
Like, yeah, we could see that from a mile away.
But you know what? It didn't matter to me. So I'm not looking for that, what other women, my thing is, I really want that positive energy, good connection. That's all that matters to me. Rich or poor. As long as they can pay their bills, I'm not going to take in someone that doesn't have a house or a job or a car or anything. But I'm not saying he has to earn this income. And I hear a lot of women saying that. Always.
What number was he, by the way? Do you remember what number?
The guy?
Yeah.
He started dating him in 2019. So he was probably more like 87.
87. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what there's a very similar story here. I'll tell you, this was 2.5 years ago. I went on a date with this girl, San Clemente. We went to the Fisherman.
Love that place.
Oh, that's fucking fantastic.
I know.
And we're off to a good start. And she was a yoga instructor in Huntington Beach. And we went out to dinner. And again, first off, I hate dinners, but I did that because
you don't like to watch people eat.
I hate it. I can't stand it. If we're at a bar and we're sitting side by side, different story. But across the way, I just can't do it. Or if I happen to glance and see someone putting their food in their face, I'm like, fucking shoot me.
Oh,
it drives me.
So you did dinner.
Anyway. So we went out to dinner, And she told me that I was a number. I was one of her numbers. I think it was like in 45 or 46 or something like that. She told everyone in her yoga class that she's going out to dinner with me. And she's like, this is number 45, number 46 that I'm going out with. And when she told me that, because I had no idea what that meant, I was like, wait a minute, so I'm just a number to you? You know, it's like, that sounds like I'm just a number to you.
Like, why would she tell you
What?
that?
Yeah, she told me that.
And how did it make you feel?
To be honest, I felt like ashamed. I felt like...
And so did you go on date number 2?
No.
So do you think that the date was going okay, and as soon as she did that, the connection was like, boom?
We're off to a good start. We had a couple margaritas at the Fisherman. Then we went to Casa Azul.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Azul Cafe. You know what I'm talking about? The Mexican joint right down the street.
Right.
Sol Agave. Sorry, Sol Agave.
Yeah.
Yes. Went there for dinner, and then right when we're about to get our dinner, she's like, "Yeah, just so you know, like you're like a number to me." Like pretty much that's how she came across and said that. And I was like, that's kind of hurtful, you know. Tell your friends that I'm a number, but don't tell me that I'm a number.
Right.
Because that means that I'm indisposable.
Right. Now,
or disposable.
I would never tell it like
I know you wouldn't.
No, I would never. But my whole family, they said, you know, like, okay, Alice, what number are you going on this date? You know, what number was he? And when I got to 100, they said, when are you going to stop? And I said, well, I'm going to give it a few more. And so I hit 125 and they're like, when are you going to stop?
When are you going to stop?
When I meet that guy.
Exactly.
You know, and I may just finally say I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being done, but I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet.
And right now, you know, I'm in the early stages of dating someone and we're exclusive. And I'm going to have to, now that I'm on this podcast, I have to explain to him, you know, that I've got a list. He doesn't know because
I can take this out, by the way.
I know. But yeah, so, you know, I don't know when I'll be done. You know, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing in 6 months. Yeah. When that comes, I will make that decision. But when people say, why are you doing this? And I'm like, you know.
Why not be doing this?
Well, do you know some people, they say, dear God, let me win the lottery. If we win the lottery, it'll change my life. I'll be a good person. And they don't win the lottery. And so the next week they go, dear God, help me. Just let me win. And this goes on week after week after week. And then God finally comes down and says, buy a lotto ticket. Can't help you unless you buy a lotto ticket. Same thing. He's not going to bring Prince Charming knocking on my door.
Yeah.
You know, we have to go out there and date. We're not going to. Yeah. So for the people to think that someone is going to magically show up on our doorstep, and it does happen. I have a girlfriend. She's been single for so long, and I just saw that she met someone, and they're engaged. Wow. And I think she met him at church. And I think that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
But that is not the norm, is to meet someone organically. And so, you know, we have to just put ourselves out there on the dating site. It's just using your...
Do you know what I see when I go out? And this goes everywhere. Everywhere I go, I see a lot of people who just look defeated, miserable.
Yeah.
And that breaks my heart because I would love. So I remember when I was younger, my parents would tell me that I used to go to everyone's table at dinners and just introduce myself, say hi, and I've had a smile on my face. I would love to be that kid again, going up to everyone and saying hi, but I feel like I can't do that because the world does not want to open up to me or to anyone else anymore.
But let's do a science experiment.
Why not?
Let's try that.
Do it.
You and I should go.
Trader Joe's. Let's go to Trader Joe's is my favorite place, by the way, because there's so many
single women.
I don't know if they're single now, but just beautiful women. I'm like, I like you.
And so why don't you go over there and say...
That's why I shop there a lot.
Well, you need to go over there and say, I've never tried this. Have you tried this before? You look like someone who comes here a lot.
Yeah.
I will go with you.
Yeah?
And yes.
Okay.
And you go over there and you start conversation. Okay, I got to make a meal. Have you ever gotten all the ingredients for a meal here? And what should I make? And they go, who is it for? Just me. I'm learning to cook. And you start a conversation.
I've got an idea.
What?
You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Hidden camera. You're watching me, and I'll be mic'd up, right? And I will go up to a girl that I think I can see myself with, and I'll just start a conversation.
Absolutely.
And you can be my witness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Deal?
Absolutely, 100%.
I love it.
No, because I think that's what we actually have to do is our world has gotten to a point that when people pull into the driveway, and you probably see it right here in your homes, the garage door opens up, the car pulls in, the garage door closes.
Yeah.
People who don't talk to their neighbors right across the street. So like today I was on a walk down at the beach and someone looked at me and I looked at him and I just thought, I'm going to wave, and I'm just like, I thought I'm going to be friendly. And people that were taking pictures, I just stop and say, would you like me to take a picture for you?
That's cute.
And we just, people, we need to have those connections and people don't do it. And we also think what they're doing is none of my business and I can't talk to these people. And we don't. And we need to do that. We need to talk to strangers.
We do.
And that's how things happen organic. But I want to go to Trader Joe's.
We should do that. Let's make
On a
that happen.
Friday. What day of the week?
You know what I think? I think Mondays and Tuesdays are the best nights because it's overpopulated.
Oh, on the weekends, it's way too crowded. Yeah.
Way too crowded, but then there's like families too. But I think on Mondays and Tuesdays, it's more like an industry type of night to where like people getting off their 9-to-5 jobs, going to grab food because they're too busy partying over the weekend or whatever it is. So I think Mondays and Tuesdays would be a good time to go.
Okay. And then what do you think the first, just throwing it out there, how would you start it? Would it be like ingredients or asking if they've tried it? Like they're in the frozen food section and you're talking about.
I'll just come up with something once I see them.
Yeah. And then just, and you would introduce, hey, my name's Shervin.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah. Oh, don't mind that person with the camera.
I'll be discreet.
But see, if we can do that and it's successful, then we should make sure that the outside world
And we
sees
could
that.
start coaching people on how to do it.
But anyway, what's your philosophy? Again, not to be disrespectful of dating coaches, but when I hear a dating coach, I'm like, no. I don't think we really need dating coaches. Do you really feel like people need someone to coach them in the dating world?
Okay, here's the truth. Think about the football coach.
Yeah.
They come in a huddle and the coach will encourage them and give them some positive words.
Yeah.
And then they go, okay. And then they break out and they let them play. And then they come back to the sidelines and the coach is just there saying how to go, what to do. Okay, do this next. And then they go back out. It's sometimes we just need to have that safe person to be talking to encouraging. Okay, I got to tell you about this guy. I think he was like number 112. I'm going to throw it out. Nice guy. His wife had just died. Her name was Peggy. I knew more about Peggy. I told him that I couldn't date him anymore because just, So he was dating and he would call me up for dating advice and I would just coach him and say, okay, this is what you do. And he did. And then when he said, okay, she's coming to my house, I said, you need to clean out Peggy's clothes. Peggy's clothes are still in the closet. And you also need to put Peggy's workout stuff away. Put it in the garage. It shouldn't be out. I mean, all her stuff. And he goes, you're right. And so anyway, I coached him. I became his muse. And all he wanted was some little bit of feedback, a little bit of coaching of what to do. He ended up like starting a relationship with her and we bid each other well and he left. So I think some dating coaches might, I don't know what they do because I've never dealt with one, but I think everyone needs a little bit of help or encouragement.
Sure, of course. That's kind of like what I want to do, but I don't want to be considered a dating coach.
What do you want to do?
Someone that just wants to help people.
Yeah.
Listen to them, give them a hug, let them know it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah. Because my heartbreak journey was tough. For a man, that was tough. I'm not going to lie. That messed me up bad.
How many years ago was it?
Scared.
3?
That was 3 years ago. Yeah.
And so you got divorced.
Yeah.
And then was this the first relationship out of the marriage?
This was. So in between my separation and divorce, that was about 3.5 years. That was your 2018 was my 2017.
Okay.
And I was literally like having the time of my life because I lost a lot of weight. I was feeling good about myself, mentally felt good. Women were flocking to me. And literally like I was going on 4 to 5 dates a week. I was on fire.
And were you, just ask, just interested in seeing women, or were you interested in finding one? Or was it just more like, I'm enjoying this?
I was excited because I felt like a rock star. Seriously. Like, I never experienced like that. Like women leaving in the morning while new ones were coming in the afternoon. I'm not just over exaggerating. Like I actually started a diary, but I stopped because once I met my girlfriend, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I've already found my one.
Yeah.
But 2017 was just amazing.
You came from the place of yes.
I came from the place of fuck yes. Like, there's so many things that I don't think I can believe I even experienced this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was phenomenal. But yeah.
So dating now, what qualities do you want in a girl?
I think I mentioned this a couple times is the reciprocity. I need that. I need a girl to tell me, you got me, I got you. We got each other. To tell me, not tell me, but show me that she's thinking of me outside the box, thinking of my kids outside the box. So when I see that, that makes me love you even more.
Okay. All guys, their love language is physical touch.
Yeah.
So besides that, what's your other love language?
I need either words of affirmation or quality time. What are yours?
It is physical touch. I'm like, but that's what so it's words of affirmation. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And quality time.
What's your horoscope sign, by the way?
Sagittarius.
What is that? I'm like, which one's that one? Is that December?
Yeah.
Okay, December what?
6th.
Oh.
Yeah. I was born the year of the rabbit. So year of the rabbit and Sagittarius. My girlfriend, she told, all of a sudden she was really into the astrology and she read me like a book. She would start, and I was like, how do you know this about me? And oh yeah, it was incredible.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, you have to look. It's exactly me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So now when I know someone's, I will look up theirs, and I'm like, oh, so doing things.
Are you into like knowing what a guy's horoscope is before you go on a date with them? Because women are.
I know some women are, and people ask, "What are you?" Just like you asked me. I don't know enough about it, but if I am matched with someone and I'm connecting with someone, I do want to find out and read and see a little bit, and so.
Do you want to hear something crazy? I was on a date with this girl who was a flower girl.
Okay.
Sweet. We had a great time. Like, don't get me wrong, but I remember the tail end of our date, she asked me like what sign I am, and I told her Virgo. She's like, what's your water sign? And I was like, I don't know, but I can call my mom. I was just joking around. I was like, I'll call my mom. And she's like, call your mom. Like, wait, are you being serious? She's like, yeah. Like, it's 10:30 at night. She literally wanted me to text my mom.
What do you mean water sign? I don't even know what that means.
Because she wanted me to know what time I was born.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll text my mom. I was like looking at her, I was like, Mom, what time was I born? And she was like looking at me, like waiting. I was like, fuck, I can't get out of this. So luckily my mom texted me and I was born at 12:01.
So what does that say about you? Did she tell you?
She sent me, so it's crazy too, because she didn't even like tell me this on the date. She emailed me this like 20-page document about my water sign. And I'm not bullshitting you. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how am I going to read this? I didn't even read it because it was just too long.
Well, there was a second date?
There wasn't a second date. No. Yeah. So I've done many first dates.
Tell me what's been your wildest date. Wild, like, I don't want to say crazy. Wild?
Do you want me to include that stuff?
No.
That's what's in, yeah. I don't. Maybe I won't even bring that up. I could tell you, but I can edit the stuff out.
Okay. Okay, let me tell you mine.
Please do.
Okay, met this guy. Of course, he said he was 5'10". I show up and he's 5'4".
No way.
Oh, I'm not kidding. But he had this personality that was out of the world. And I thought, who is this guy? We were at a bar in Long Beach at the convention center, Long Beach.
Yeah. Okay.
I think there was a boat show and we were going to walk around and look at boats. And so all of a sudden he's there and he goes, that's Jose Feliciano. Do you know who Jose Feliciano
is? That the Christmas song? Yeah. Send me stand up.
The blind.
Blind. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, no, it's not. And he goes, yes, it is. And I went, no, it's not. And so he walked over, sits down, and I'm watching from my seat, and they're having a conversation. And I'm thinking, what on earth is going on? He comes back and goes, we're going to his concert tomorrow night. We got backstage passes to go in the green room. And I was like, what?
What?
Huh? And so sure enough, we do the boat show. The next day we meet, and it's at the small little venue that's at Long Beach State.
Yeah.
You know, it's the...
Yeah, the pyramid, right?
No, yeah, but the Karen Carpenter Auditorium. It's the, you know,
Okay.
yeah. So we go there, and that's where Jose Feliciano is. We get there early. Swear to God, we're in the green room, and I'm backstage meeting Jose Feliciano.
Oh my gosh.
And I seriously was like, I can't believe there's really and it was literally a green room, and we're back there. And then finally the concert was starting. We had free tickets, went there. Best concert. Not the best. It was probably in the top 5. He funny. Oh my gosh.
Really?
Great. Yeah. But and again, did I date this guy? He ended up, this is another story I'm going to have to share. Come to find out, I went on a few dates with him. He was fun.
Yeah.
But the reason why I found out he was fun is because he was in a high. And when he was in a low, I saw the bipolar. And that's when I went, oh, okay. So he would be in a manic state, which was really fun. And then I saw the other manic state. And it was probably on our 4th date that I was like, I literally picked up my purse, grabbed my stuff, and just walked out as he was going absolutely nuts on me.
What was he doing though?
He just got mad at something and started screaming at me. And I was just like, I'm out. I'm done. No, you know, and again, it's sad when this happens to someone. And I found out a lot of stuff about him, but I was just like, I can't do this. I can't.
Do you think that should be one of the rules? Because I know people say, oh, there are no rules in dating, but I think one of the biggest rules is don't show up on a date drunk or high.
Right. I've had that happen.
I'm sure, yeah.
But high, like beyond high. I didn't. I dated a guy, and I kept on thinking there's something off. And it wasn't until I stopped dating him. I think it was our 3rd date, and things went bad, and I found I can't do this anymore. And it wasn't until probably 6 months later he called me up to make amends to me, and I was like, wait, what? And come to find out, he was a heroin addict. Oh yeah, he was on heroin and doing drugs and doing stuff during that whole time I was with him. I had no clue, but he was calling to make amends to me, and I was like,
Was it like the 6 steps or 12 steps or something like that?
yeah. So it's the 9th one.
The 9th one.
Yeah, when they're making amends, and he said, I'm really sorry, I need to. And I was like, well, I'm glad you're sober. I'm really glad, but that's when you just don't even know someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, heroin.
No, thank you.
People, what? It's all about me. There's something wrong with me with these 200.
Yeah, like, God. Wait, who are you going out with? Alice? Yeah, I would get liquored up if I were you. Snort that coke if you're going out with Alice. Jeez. What are you doing to these?
Now, have you had?
What am I doing to these women?
So, have you had anyone show up totally drunk?
I had a girl that was pretty liquored up.
Really?
She was out with her girlfriends before.
Right.
And I was like, she told me that. She did tell me. She's like, just so you know, I'm coming back from brunch. I was like, fuck. That's fine. I mean, she smelled like champagne breath, like mimosa breath.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I understand it. Women want to have a good time, but for me, like, I don't want to kiss a girl that wants to kiss because her alcohol's telling her to. I want a girl to kiss me because she's like, I like this guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, I don't drink. I stopped at 39.
Good for you.
Yeah, I was 39, and I thought turning 40, it's all downhill from there.
Yeah.
And so I made the decision to stop drinking, change my lifestyle, start working out, because I thought this isn't the best it's going to be.
Right.
And I had a mom body. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't working out. I had kids. I wasn't going to the gym. So I just shifted my life. So I don't drink, but this is one thing that many, 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 many men are one guy, I think he liked me and I liked him a lot, but he could not get over the idea of me not drinking. And he didn't like it. And he said, I feel like I can't have a glass of wine in front of you. And I said, you can do whatever you want. And he said, and so that was kind of a deal breaker for him. And he was a very high quality, exceptional, outstanding man. But that was his deal breaker. And that's fine. And there's some men, they want a drinking partner. They want someone that they can get a little drunk with and fall into bed with each other. And so that's been a little bit of my issue is I don't say it on the first date. When they want something to drink, I say, oh no, I'm just having, whatever. And it's not until the third or fourth date that I say, I don't drink. And then if the men are okay with it, it's great, but there's some men who are very, 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 very bothered that I'm not drinking because they want a drinking buddy.
Yeah.
So do you ever date women that don't drink?
Yeah.
And are you okay with they don't drink?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not my business.
It shouldn't be a deal breaker.
Shouldn't at all.
But would you feel comfortable to drink or get a little drunk in front of her?
I told her, I said, just I'm not going to drink. Because I want to be respectful, and I haven't. Like I don't need to drink though.
But why do you have to be respectful? Like to drink? Like I don't care if anyone drinks in front of me.
Yeah.
It's like if I was allergic to avocado. No, you were allergic to avocados.
How'd you know?
I don't know. If you were allergic to avocados, I would still eat avocados in front of you because I love avocados. Sure. I would eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just because you're allergic to it doesn't mean I have to give up avocados.
Good point. But I think for me, I think it's just a respect because I understand you don't want to drink, so I don't have to drink as well. Like I want to even the playing field. I don't want you to think I need to have a drink to have a good time.
Right.
Like I can enjoy your company and have good conversations with you, just being me without any alcohol in my system.
Yeah, but most people that's part of their evenings is they want to drink and they're very uncomfortable.
That's the thing.
I know. And so and they also want I think they want me to get a little tipsy and fall into bed with them or something. And I was like,
I don't need alcohol for that.
Right. If I really like you, it's going to happen.
Exactly.
But they seriously are that's when the dates don't work out, when they're very bothered by me not drinking.
A lot of my guests complain about men drinking way too much. Like I always say, I think 2 is the max, for a first date, because if you go overboard, you start to slur, you say stupid stuff, do stupid things, it makes that woman feel uncomfortable and not really safe. So I say 2 is a good amount. But if that woman says, hey, this is a 4-hour date, let's do one more drink, that's okay. But I think two's a perfect amount, respectful amount.
Do you think? I mean, I know you just said women say that about men. Do you see that with women? That women are drinking too much?
I've seen one girl drink. Actually, the date that I went on a date with, the girl with the pink velour, she drank her ass off, and I was very uncomfortable. Like really, like if my dad were here right now, he would have said, "Oh yeah, she was drunk." And she was driving erratic. She was driving drunk. And I was hoping that the CHP would pull her over. She would not let me leave, by the way. Like, she would not take no for an answer. I said, I'm going home. Don't come. She said, I'm coming. Literally, like, I felt like I could not shake this girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
She liked you.
She liked me, but she liked the party. She liked to keep going. I told her, the party's over.
Yeah. One day, I showed up, and we were meeting at the Spectrum.
Yeah.
And nice bar. And again, I will meet at a bar even though I don't drink. I didn't realize he had been there for a while. So I stayed an hour, which I usually always will be. My whole thing is I will be kind. I will talk. I will give him 1 hour. So an hour. And then finally when I realized I've got to go. And so you know how they put the tab in the glass right there? So I just grabbed it and said, I'll pay for it. He drank really expensive wine. I think I pulled out 220s and I looked at it and it was like $80 something. And I thought, how many did he drink before I got here? And so thank goodness I had a bunch of cash and I just pulled it out and someone goes, why did you pay for it? It was $80. I said, because I just wanted to get out of there. So he had been drinking some nice glasses of wine. I don't know how many to get to that. And that's when I went, oh God. But then they, live and learn. I don't think I'll ever do that one again. But so
he's like, that was the best date ever.
Yeah. That was another one I would forget all about if I didn't write it down because I recently read it and then I went, oh God, that's
What's your take about that, by the way, as far as like the dates? Like, do you go Dutch? Do you think it's wise for the man to always pay? What's your thought on that?
I don't expect a man to pay for everything. When we meet for coffee or for ice cream, I have no problem paying for my own coffee or ice cream. And that's why I do that.
Can you see the guy? You got this, right, Alex?
Guys, that they have no problem letting me. And I think that's fine. We're just doing a meet and greet and checking out the vibe.
Right.
I've gone to dinners where they wanted to do Dutch, and that's okay because there wasn't a connection for me. And then if I was attracted to them, they wanted me to do Dutch, I was a little bit of a turnoff. But I am a little old fashioned.
Yeah.
And when a man takes it out and says, I got it every single time, there is something this is just for me. And I don't know if all women are this way, but there is that sense of being taken care of,
Yes.
even though I can pay my own bills and I work and I could have paid for it. There's something of that is very chivalrous. And I do
Yes.
like that. It's very attractive for me, but I don't require that all the time. There was one guy.
Just one. What number was he?
No, I don't have my list.
God, I wish you brought that.
So the first date, of course, was a cheap date because I don't drink. And we went somewhere and I think he paid for his drink and I just got a water and they didn't even charge for my water. And we walked around. So second date, we met to go to the movies and to dinner. And so when we got to the movies, it was Dutch. And I kind of went, okay. Second date, okay.
Yeah.
But then when he said, well, do you want to go get something to eat? And I said, sure. And we walked over and he pulled out a coupon. And it was buy one, get one.
Was he a doctor?
But what was, he got out of the car. When we got out of the car, he was carrying like this cushion. And I was like, wait, what? And we're walking to the movies and he had like this little cushion for, I don't know if it was for his back or for his bottom or whatever, but both. But he had to carry in his cushion.
Was it like a donut?
It was kind of like a donut, but also like a backrest. And I seriously was like, no, I can't do this. But it really killed me when he pulled out the buy one, get one free at the burger place. And that's what I went, this isn't going to work.
Can you imagine like going out to dinner with a guy and he's like, I got this. And then the waiter comes back, oh yeah, sir, you have a 35.42 left on your gift card balance. The look you give him, the look he looks at you is like, oh shit, I got caught.
I know. But that's what it was kind of like. And, oh, yeah.
That's like a 10th date. That's like we're dating, we're in the 3-month relationship. That shit, that's where you start bring out the buy one, get one free coupons and the gift cards, right? Like not like the first 3 dates. Like, come on, dude.
I know. You're right. But it was just.
Oh, Alice, my ass hurts, honey. Can you grab the donut, please?
Yeah, see, that wouldn't have been my choice to say, let's go to the movies to pull out the donut on the second date.
Yeah.
Let's do something else. And that's when I went,
Let's go bowling. Oh, great job. I got to buy one, get one free for that one.
So what are your dates for the next couple weeks? Do you have any lined up?
This is off. This is going to be edited, by the way.
Note to self.
Well,
Okay, then we don't have to. I'm just changing the subject. Okay, let's go to something
You
else.
can ask me whatever you want. That's all good. Well, by the time I air this out, like, why do women say, well, I have to know, what are you doing tonight? Are you going on a date? I never ask a woman that, are you going on a date? I never ask that. Because, it's not my business. When they tell me they have plans, I'm like, okay, no problem. We'll
I
do it some
have
other
no
day.
I can't answer for why women do that, but I would say we're not.
Next question.
We're not
Yeah.
exclusive.
Yeah.
We're just dating, getting to know each other. But right now that you're showing me that you have to know everything I do day in and day out, what's going to happen when we are together? Is this going to continue? Oh my God.
Well, there's sensitivity too. Like I had one girl get upset that I haven't got back to her. And I said, I just talked to you yesterday.
It's called anxious attachment.
Yeah.
And these women they're so hyper attached to something that hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah. It's meant to though. It's meant to.
2 dates?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
okay.
one, yeah.
Doesn't matter. Most women are like, he's not texting me enough. He's not calling me enough. I'm not a priority. He doesn't see me as This man is busy and he has a job, and he's trying. Anyway,
What's enough? Like, how many texts is enough in one day? How many conversations is there enough in one week?
this is something for you and you two to say, this is my texting style. This is my conversation style. What
Yep.
is yours? Can we meet halfway? I want you to know that if I don't answer right away, it has nothing to do with you. I might be busy. If I don't answer, you text me good morning in the morning, but I don't get to you till noon because I've done da 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 da. Please don't take it personal, but you need to communicate that part.
Oh, they do not. They get very sensitive when I do bring that up and let them know. I'm sorry. I don't want you to take this personal. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the lack of me not liking you.
So there's this one woman
don't
on
do that.
TikTok, and she is big. And you know what her only topic is?
What?
Anxious attachment styles.
Oh, yeah.
That's all she talks about is the beginning stages of meeting someone and why just because you met someone talking to them, and if they don't answer your text message right away, she is blown up. That's all she does is repeat of the same TikToks over and over. You know why? There's a sea of women who want instant gratification. They want that instant connection. They want to feel like, oh, he's texting me. We have that connection. I can go a whole week with the man. He doesn't text me. He doesn't call me. But I know I'm important because he does make time for me. He doesn't do this for other people. I know I'm secure with this.
Right.
But I wasn't 5 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I know what that was, and I would have written him off. But there's this, I don't know what's happened, and I can't say it's just women, because there are some men probably who are feeling the same way, that they want that constant reinforcement,
Yeah.
constant connection. And it's terrible that text messages have made us that way. The dopamine hits when you get that little bing on your phone, bing,
Yeah.
and then bing.
Oh, it's him. Oh,
Yes.
it's her. She likes me.
Yeah.
But it gets a little bit played out because if I keep texting you every day, thinking of you, how's your day? How's your day? You want that. You want to know that, yes, he's still engaged with me. But then again, he keeps asking me the same things, keeps telling me the same things.
Right.
But like, what do you want? What exactly do you want? If I don't text you enough, that means I'm an asshole. If I text you too much, that means that I've got that type of, obsessiveness. Where does it end? Where is the silver lining?
And I don't even know. It's just weeding out and trying to find the person that is secure. And this is where the work happens. That, whether you play out your cards and you put them out right here at the very beginning and you say, look, you need to know, I will not be the person who's always going to text you back right away and answer to you right away. I've got a job and a side hustle and kids and my own life. If this is really important, you need to go somewhere else, but this is who I am. And then if she doesn't like it, then go. But you just need to almost put it out there and say, this is me. And if you want more, I'm not going to be your dude.
Okay. So should that be one of the rules of engagement on the first date to talk about, right? If we're laying out all our cards on the table on the first date.
Well, does this happen in the talking stage that you feel like
No.
it's after?
Yeah, because I think that conversation should not take place during the initial establishment. I think it should take place
Once you've met and you
actually
realize like,
physically-
hey, I like what's happening here.
Yeah.
And then you move forward.
Yeah.
Then whether you put your cards on the table and you say, I just need to be completely transparent. It's been an issue for other women that they don't like it. If this is important to you, you need to know this about me. I will do this and that. This is who I am, and you lay out your cards because, and then you'll see, but at least you communicated her from the very start. This is who I am.
Yeah.
This is how it's going to roll. And if you want more, it's probably not going to happen. Now, if I really like you, maybe I might change a little bit, but really, if I'm busy for 2 hours, you're not going to get a text message. I am busy for 2 hours. Now, as soon as everything's over and I'm done and I can get to my phone, I might. But to know, I've got a very full life.
I'm trying to remember. There was a girl in Texas who we were talking back and forth, and she would be like, "Can we talk on the phone?" I said, "I'm with my kids, but text is perfect because that way I'm watching my kids and I can text you." And then I remember it was like 10 o'clock my time, so 12 o'clock her time. Can you talk? I'm really tired. I'm drained. Like I just want some downtime. Oh, okay. Like you can feel the text, like the little, the cloudy day. She's playing the world's smallest violin. Oh, okay. I was just thinking of you. It'd be nice to hear your voice. So it sent her a voice note saying, just so you know, I'm thinking of you. Hope you had a good day. Let's try and chat tomorrow. What time tomorrow? I don't know. Are you positive we're going to talk tomorrow? I don't know. But worst case scenario, I'll send you a text or send you a voice note. You promise?
Okay, that right there should be the red flags.
Yeah, it was.
Do you see the red flags that are
Well,
flying?
Yeah.
And so, but I think it's sharing who you are and putting your cards out on the table and finding out if someone looking, here we are. And if they like who it is, great. But if they can't do it,
That's fine.
yeah.
And I hate that. Move on to the next. I hate it when people say that, but unfortunately, yeah, we just got to move on to the next. Who's next on our conveyor belt?
Well, and that's why when people say 211 dates, why? And I say, well, 1, I'm older. 2, I come with baggage. 3, there has to be that attraction between the two of us. That having that attraction.
Yeah.
Then we have to find out who you are and how you communicate is okay with me, and who I am and how I communicate is okay with you. And also about our day in, day outs when we're not with each other and how we live our lives. The amount of time we want to spend together. Does that work for you? Mm-hmm. Does that work for me? Because there's some people who want like a constant companion.
Yeah.
They want someone that's there all the time.
Right.
I have a life right now that I go like surfing. I'm going surfing as soon as we're done. My board's in the car and I'm going. I'm got my own things. If someone wanted to spend all their time with me, no. I've got a life. I've got things going on. So, and with all these things lined up, it has to be a little bit magical for all those things to line up perfectly for these two to say, this works good for us.
Yeah.
It was different when we were in our 20s.
Right.
And so now that we're older, we have to realize it is a numbers game.
Yeah.
And that's why it is 211 and possibly 300 for you based on what you
Whatever
were
it is,
saying.
yeah.
You're going through a lot of women trying to find it.
Yeah. Wait, who are you going surfing with, Alice?
I go
Which
by-
beach are you going with?
Exactly.
What time are you coming back?
If someone did that, like all the guys, they're like, one more wave. And they say, my wife is going to be so mad at me. Why? Because I said I was going to be home an hour ago. And I thought if someone expected me to be back by a certain time, I'd go nuts because there's sometimes you're on the lineup. You're like, I'm not leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I couldn't be with someone that had to know my every move.
Yeah.
And that's why, finding your person that how you are and how they are and it works. It's a difficult fit to find.
Yeah.
So, it is a numbers game.
Yeah. I do believe that we will find that needle in that stack of needles.
I think
we will.
so. Oh,
Yeah.
I
That's
can't
what makes
wait.
it exciting, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
You know what? There's a movie, Dan in Real Life. It's
what's
Steve Carell. Dan in Real Life.
Oh, Dan in real life.
Dan in Real Life. I don't know what year. It might have come out in 2001 or something, 2002.
Okay.
Greatest movie, Steve Carell from The Office.
Oh, yeah.
Last line in the movie. Plan on being surprised. I plan on being surprised. We don't know when that special person's going to come. We don't know when that magic's going to happen.
Yeah.
But every day it's kind of exciting. And that's why on my first TikTok, it was only the second TikTok I made. It's at the very bottom of my page. And it was talking about what's it like being single? And Steve Carell from The Office. And it is, you're like, it's exciting. It's wonderful. And, you're on the edge. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it makes life worth living. Like today.
Like today.
It's meeting a new friend.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
Meeting a new member of the family.
Right.
So I'm going to say this. Plan on coming back again.
Absolutely. 100%. I would love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We got more. We have so much more to talk about.
We have so much.
Oh
we
my
could
gosh.
do this.
Yeah, we will do this. We are doing this.
Are.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
See, super. Thank you so much for
I
having
love
me
you, girl.
today.
Thank you so much. So freaking blessed to met you.
It's fun.
Let me ask you a closeout question before I let you go here. With everything that's happened, I know you said baggage, dating, 211. I can't wait for 212 and 213 and so on and so forth, right? Again, everything you've gone through in the past, everything you're going through right now.
Yeah.
If there happens to be a song that helps you soothe or groove or move on your good or bad days, Tell us what's the name of that song.
Two of them.
Beautiful.
Okay. Old school, Van Morrison, Wild Nights.
Yeah.
Okay. That's old school, 70s. Okay. Van Morrison. Oh, he's so sweet. Current, Blurred Lines.
It is a great song.
You know you want it. You're such a good girl. It's just that, you know what? It's the percussions. It's so happy. It's
Robin
happy.
Thicke. Yeah.
It's so fun. So what's yours?
My current song? See, I'm a house and country guy. Like I love country music.
Okay.
I was trying to think, what was I listening to earlier? All right. This is actually a song that I love to dance to. I actually made posts on TikTok because I just want to show people my funny side. Wham! You know,
Yes.
Freedom.
Yes.
I don't want your
Freedom. I just want your.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. This has been fun.
that's been great.
Thank you so much.
You, my dear. So awesome.
Great.